Are coming off of turn number 2. You can see right there, Chicano gets turned hard to the outside wall by, I believe it was Dalton Kilrow, and well, from there it was just a melee, and that sent everybody scrambling down and into the infield grass. A couple of drivers taking hefty whacks at the inside wall there.
Yeah, a couple front runners got collected in that. Austin McGill worked his way up from. Well, Austin McGill's on the bottom, and he just about gets clear to the 86 there, but. 86 just kind of comes down and gets his right rear. I mean, Austin McGill's all the way on the bottom of the racetrack. He's got nowhere else he can go, and the 86, I can't quite tell who that was, but...
Turn number 4, Olsen with the lead. You got Luna trying to close him in. One car into the wall. We're crashing across start finish, and Bridger Olsen takes the race win on a phenomenal ending from the Spence Media Co. 250 at Daytona.
My goodness, what a run Olsen got out of turn number 2. Able to make it 3 wide for the lead, and everybody else behind him was just side drafting so heavily. Give the 6 car of Paulson a push down the front stretch. Just didn't really work out. Towards the back. Big Red coming off at turn number 2. I can't tell quite what car that is spinning that made the first contact. Somebody else is going hard into the inside wall, and multiple drivers are going to have damage on lap number 5. See him coming off the corner here on the outside. I believe that's Austin McGill, and he just gets loose all by himself, overcorrects it into the outside wall. Honestly, does a great job not collecting any other drivers. That's really hard to do, to try to get it off the wall after you pound it like that and not collect anybody else. Stephen Hayes did a great job getting by that without getting any major contact.
Down is one car, wobbling in the middle of the line, and Chomper's in hard to the outside wall. Big time wreck on the back straightaway. Still looking to lock it down. The field trying to scramble. Look out, and huge hit on the back straightaway. Britton is punted sideways, and somehow we still do not have a yellow flag as they're going to wreck their way on the back straightaway. Now the caution flies, although for a lot of this field, too little, too late.
Michael really drove it in deep, didn't give Sean Britt the chance to get to the inside line, actually made contact, and you see coming off at turn number 2, Sean Britt, we're actually going to go back to entering turn 1 where the contact originated. You can just see Sean Britt is trying the entire corner to hang onto that vehicle. He just could not do it, overcorrects into the outside of number 7 of Benjamin Lacey, and he locks it down really well, stays to the outside, makes sure everybody can go by, but some of the cars in the back just could not react in time. Maybe the 86, we couldn't see from that angle, but maybe somebody pulled down off of the top lane in front of him, and he just maybe had a, kind of a late visual to see Sean Britt going so slow in the racing groove, to be fair. But that's just really unfortunate for all the cars in the back who I feel like probably should have had that wreck missed.
Going to ride on board with Paul Wilson, the driver that slammed into the back of Sean Britt, and we'll see what he saw throughout this mess. I'm sorry, there's no excuse for that in the slightest. He had more than enough time to see that and get around that. I think he was just distracted on something else that was going on at the time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I were stuck behind the car in front of them. They could not see through the car in front of them whatsoever, so I don't blame any of those drivers towards the back. I am a little confused with Paul Wilson. Like I said, I feel like he was probably just looking at the car scattering to the left of the racetrack as we get a nice slow-mo here of this absolutely huge hit. Oh my goodness, man. The 86 just about got under the 55, and then the 76 actually does get under the 55 as he comes back down onto all 4 wheels. We were just about to... the field was just starting to spread out. We were going to be able to calm down a little bit, and now we're re-racking for a restart, and we're going to have to go crazy again. Yeah, no kidding. We just got a big gaggle of cars for about 10th place on back. Everybody, man, sideways. The one car's going into the wall. He gets turned by the 14 coming down the racetrack. Both of them go towards the inside fence. Nobody hits anything, though. The caution does come out. Great job from both drivers to not hit either the outside or inside wall there and cause more damage to those vehicles.
What a save for Ty Marasco there, spinning it down the inside, goes for a third to the outside wall. Whoa, by Cody Welch. There was contact. Heavy shot into that outside barrier, and then right there is Canfield and the 3 that both went in full speed. Who was the driver that
a little bit too high and didn't turn down into the corner of Cody Welch?
Oh, he came up. That tells the story right there. And heavy shot into that wall, and then bang! Nowhere for the number 3 of Samuel Lawson to go.
It's going to easily be able to clear him going into the corner, but I do think that the 85 of Cody Welch is on the freshest tires towards the front of the field. I'll have to check on the 34 of Michael Thorpe, though.
And we saw the 16 of Canfield getting spun into the...
Just kind of... the intensity has ratcheted up a bit. Wow, he just got loose all by himself. We've seen that a couple times coming off of turn number 4. Unfortunate for the 4 machine there of Will Turnbull. I mean, he had nowhere to go. He had nothing to do with that. We saw him save it coming off of turn number 4 and just go through the grass earlier.
Coming off of turn number 4, watch as he's just going to loop the back end all by his lonesome, slams the outside wall. He is going to then get drilled here by the 26 car, and all of this causes that massive, massive melee that we saw. You see everybody spinning on now further up the road as we worked our way around through the back straightaway, and
holding his line pretty well. Maybe Cody Welch was just coming up a little early. We're going to see, yeah, Cody Welch actually comes up the racetrack. Just kind of lazy spin coming off the corner. He locks it down, does end up tapping the inside wall just a little bit and causing a little bit of damage. So, you know, he's going to either have to get that fixed by a couple of seconds in the pit road or just use his fast repair. I believe he still got his. So I kind of feel
wanted to have his race go. We spent so much time fighting it up in the front as, whoa, there you see the 8 getting tipped around and, oh
my goodness.
cow.
We had a Beyblade fly up into the sky there at the 8 machine. Wow. My goodness. He got I couldn't quite tell if I couldn't quite tell if he came down on Stephen Hayes down there in the 88 through the middle of the corner. I would have to have another look at it back here. This is a little bit further back, looking at the 4 machine coming through. Is that the 4? That's a 9 actually. Yeah, the 9 in that green card. That was a weird little. That was a weird little font there that kind of threw me off, but we're going to look here down at the bottom. That's Stephen Hayes towards the inside. They're 3 wide going into the corner. Stephen Hayes really just didn't turn into the corner, I don't think. It looked like the 8 was starting to come. My goodness, what an amazing visual. I love your slow-mo, by the way. It looks absolutely amazing every time you do it. I mean, that was so photogenic there from the 8 machine, just flying around in a circle. And those are 2 Texas drivers getting into it, going into turn number 3 there on the bottom. And the 34 of Thorpe Jr. he just pushed out to the outside and ran the 86 out of room. There really was not anything Paul Wilson could do there. Again, oh my goodness, the 36 comes in hard. The 3 comes in right after him. And oh my goodness, there's just ARCA brakes going all the way throughout the field from the 30s on back. Kilrow had to check up for our race leader just a little bit. Wow, the 3 car just got spun there by Eddie Hagge. I don't quite know what that was about, but Samuel Lawson takes a pretty harmless spin through the inside grass. No harm, no foul. Let's see who got the lucky dog on that one.
Around another yellow flag. They're already kind of sideways. This is the tail end of it. There you see Jans being spun around, and that was the cause for this yellow flag. You see the 57 there spinning around with him.
A little bit of faith in my license, but I'm still going to stick to my guns and say it's going to happen. Yeah, Eddie Hagge got a little loose coming off the corner there. Really sent the I believe that's 28 into the outside wall there pretty hard. Just unfortunate there for the guys towards the back. Or no, it's the 8. My apologies. A couple of red paint schemes kind of throwing me off a little bit. But, man, they were just about 4 wide coming off the corner.
Right there.
Oh, the 3 actually comes down. Oh, man, maybe even a little bit of net code to get Eddie Hagge out of shape. It looked like he had given just enough room. So, a little unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for us to see an accident like that kind of start like that whenever maybe everybody had it saved. But we're seeing.
Himself tried up the racetrack, got into the 76, and again, what a save for Hart. Chased that Ford Mustang down to the bottom of the racetrack and is just able to wrestle it underneath him again.
Of the corner, oh man, he got really tight first and then had to get out of the throttle, had a lot of wheel put into it, goes through the grass, but man, what a crazy rejoin. Great job by Turnbull and the 8 machine there of
Carson potentially. He's underneath Jacob Locklear. Oh, he got loose! And tank slapped it into the wall.
Man, that was a just about pretty violent accident. I mean, he could have hit that wall a whole lot harder. So honestly, not too terribly bad for Yancey. I mean, what happened there? It looked like they were just both fighting for the same piece of real estate. Benjamin Lacey might have entered the corner a little late. Michael Thorpe might have entered it a little early. I really couldn't quite tell, but it just looked like they were both going for the same piece of racetrack.
Yancey in the 51 coming off in turn number 4. He just got loose.
Man, turn 4 has been his nemesis today, hasn't it? He's gotten loose here twice in the last couple laps. Good job going. I mean, just dirt tracking down through the grass. And as soon as he got back on that pavement, that thing just ripped around on him. Nothing he could really do at that point, but a really good job to keep that thing out of the wall and keep it running. As soon as he got back on the pavement, just completely ripped that thing around. But Marasco did a great job there. As soon as he got on the pavement, it just kept the same line that he was taking. So great job from the driver of the 1 to make sure that did not become a worse situation than what it was.
Trying to get a look on what happened to Rick Thompson here. This is going to be, whoa, huge hit. First to the outside wall. So that was half a lap prior to all of this. And then working around to the front straightaway. Rick Thompson then Well, he can't turn, and I think he realized he got loose off the corner. He can't control that well, and he's going to spin it around. That's what caused this yellow flag. Here comes Michael Thorpe Jr. Now, what happened to put the 34 car into the outside wall? Oh, was it a rejoin from Thompson, potentially? Oh, no, he got, was that Thompson?
Yeah, it was, coming off the grass.
No.
I think he had that issue I was talking about that Yancey had. As soon as he got back on the pavement, it just ripped him around to the right. I want to say, I mean, that's unfortunate if that's what happened, but man, at the end of the day, you do have to put that down to a kind of shoddy rejoin there to kind of take Thorpe out of the running. But Thorpe was already, I believe, a lap down at that point. He had that issue earlier, so luckily it didn't take out a contender at this point. But it's still rough to see that.
Well, there you saw the main incident. Ricky Hart Jr. is the one that had this go wrong when he found himself slapping the outside wall. And wow, the 3 car just barely able to get around this as well. So a few close calls up and down throughout the field then, as here he is working his way back to the racetrack. And oh, man.
Yeah, that was bad.
Gosh.
That was a tough rejoin. He
down the pits, heads up. Oh! Ooh.
He had no idea where Thompson was going to go, and I don't blame him. I mean,
all bit of help from behind. It looks like Canfield. Whoa, the 69 of Connor Gibbs came flying in with the big head of steam, and that's what spun Thorpe around. Oh, this was going on. Oh, Leakey got loose, and looped the back end by himself. Maybe got a bit of help from the 36 of Hunter Karsten. From that dog leg on the front stretch. Whoa, Canfield. Body slammed the outside wall. He got tagged by Moreno, and Moreno spun sideways and just clobbered him. The 36 of Hunter Karsten got a pretty hefty piece of that deal as well. Attacking that dogleg, not wanting to take the chance. I think to bottom out. Look out as the 97 of Eddie Haggy spins it around. He'll back it up. Oh, and he is absolutely nailed by Austin McGill in the Amsoil 99. Tony Hilburn's on the inside. Don't think he has anything to do with it. And the 69 again making contact, and that sends Thorpe around. I'm not sure, though. And again, just loops the back end of the 83 car, and oh, man, Canfield just had nowhere to go. Oh, Brian Dees coming together with Connor Gibson, and Austin McGill gets collected, Eddie Haggy. Then you see Haggy kind of getting involved. 2, loops the back end and almost spins it around, just able to lock it down and loses a handful of spots. It's better than nothing, though. And well, there we go. Pile up on the backstretch. By himself out of turn 2, loops it around, and he is going to spin it up into the traffic. And Michael Thorpe Jr., I think, just tried to spin to avoid. Oh, and he wasn't the only one, as one of these guys took a hard shot. Kind of got caught up as well as... Oh, he tagged at the 86. That sent them into the outside wall. And it was just on from there. And then, man, Brian Dees just... I'm not sure what Dees was up to. We'll get a ride. Oh, loop the back end. Around he goes. Whoopsie daisy, and holy Toledo Greenwell. Lost the back end, bobbles up, and hard into the outside wall. Surprised that wasn't a yellow flag. Usually that would have been under a lot of circumstances. Watch it here. Just snaps. Oh. Nothing you can do in a situation like that. Absolutely nothing. Scrapes the outside wall, and whoa! Oh, wow! I thought he hit the inside wall, but no, he body slammed the outside wall. A good chunk of drivers that are near the back of the field, and oh wow, just run over by Paul Wilson. As Canfield will spin it around, and I'd imagine he's not going to be a very happy camper with Paul Wilson over that. 3 wide, that's a brave move into the dogleg. Oh, and he's going to cost him as McGill spins it around, and what a save for Austin McGill, just wrangles. There's 1 and 2. Oh, and he's around, hard at the outside wall for Foster, and caution is out. Hilbrand stops at the bottom. Olsen with the crossover back for the race lead. 3 wide. Oh, look how Welch spinning it around. And the field scrambles to miss him. Oh, and he is pile-driven by Rick Thompson. And we have another yellow flag. Oh, it might have been the other way around, actually, as Kilrow was getting sideways. And, yeah, it was Kilrow to get around first. And, oh, man. Heavy shot into the outside wall.
Hill a little bit right there, but we're going to get another view. That's on exit of turn number 10. We're going to rewind that so everybody can kind of see what happens in the middle of the corner. Looks like he blinked out in the middle, so it's going to be tough to get an accurate view of what happened. But, man, you can see the sparks coming out. Typically, you can hit that curb on the inside of that corner really well and not have any issues. Change a couple corners there. Oh, Eddie Hagge really just broke early going into that corner compared to Greenwell and just had no chance after the contact to do anything about it. And unfortunately for back of the pack to win in a road course, that's Kevin Foster loses it in turn number 7 on the outside of Benjamin Lacey coming around that corner. Strange mistake to make on the outside of that right front tire lockup here if I had to bet. Oh, just about. Nope, no right front tire lockup, but he clobbered that inside curbing. Or not, because Dalton Kilrow gets turned by Benjamin Lacey going down into turn number 7. Well, Kilrow left plenty of room. And to be fair, Kilrow slowed down a lot for that corner. I know he's just trying to give it to Thorpe. Turn number 1. But McGill it's still about 2 seconds, 3 seconds back. Oh, Nick Nickerson loses it coming out of pit road. And that's going to give second place to Austin McGill as Nick Nickerson is off into the grass on the exit of turn number 2. No flat spots, but it still does hurt your grip going through the corners. Not as bad as it probably should, but it's not a race ender for him as we watch the 69 going off. And I believe that's turn number 10. He's going to hit that curve going through turn number 6. Just catches it a little wrong, and it sends him hard to the right. Ooh, good save from Kevin Foster not to clobber the inside wall there. Lucky for him, nobody was coming out of turn number 6 also because he kind of skated across the track in a perilous position. Heavy on the brakes. Not really any tire smoke, just clobbered the inside curb. I mean, that's way too much curb. You just want to barely touch it with the tires, if any. And he hit it with the middle of the race car.
Wilson have all gone down a lap already. Ricky Hart. Oh, trouble! Look out! Hard into the inside wall. Goes Rick Thompson, spins into traffic. Caution is out. Immediately fires up to go with him as Sean Britt. Oh, he's going to turn the pole sitter. Michael Thorpe Jr. going around, collected by Brian Dees. Spins it up into traffic. And again, bad place to be stopped, but he'll be managed to lap traffic again coming into play. It's an ever-present factor. Look at that as the 2 of Nickerson. Big one. Splitting up Haggis into the outside wall. Big trouble for Eddie Haggis. He'll body slam the outside wall.
You know, you ran it down a little bit there for me, but how many cautions have we had so far tonight? With it being Bristol, I'd be surprised. This is only the 3rd caution? Wow, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's extremely impressive here from the guys in the High Tide Racing League. I mean, going around in turns 1 and 2, Michael Thorpe Jr. dives to the inside. He's there, and Dees just kind of came down a little bit, I'd have to say. I mean, it's a late move, but he was there. Oh, and we had another spin on the backstretch.
Yeah, Tony Hilbrands went around to the back straightaway as well. Again, this was no yellow flag, and saw 4 wide for the briefest of moments there as he just lost the back end by himself, then got finished off by Wilson. As he spins down the backstretch, comes right in front of our pit road camera back there.
You know, he got lucky to get that track position, but you got to hold on to it. You got to do everything you can to run just as fast as everybody else. Man, Sean Britt hard to the outside wall. Both of them spin out, coming to the start-finish line. That was the battle for 8th place. And, well, they were both fighting hard for it, that's for sure. Coming to it, Cody Welch and Sean just got a little high, maybe just with a little bit too much wheel. I think maybe whenever he went over the change of banking where it went from the middle lane to the top line, it just kind of unsettled the car on the cold tires. Oh, and the caution flags actually come out as we've got a wreck in turn number 4.
You're looking at a replay of why we are under the caution flag. Ty Marasco clipping the apron, slams into the outside wall, collected Paul Wilson, and Kevin Foster as well took a hefty shot into the barriers. So that collected a whole host of cars. Working on turn 4. Oh, contact with Austin McGill will send Hilbrands around. And Sean Britt just escaping disaster.
It was kind of a strange one. I don't really.
Marasco, and I think that's Zachary Wareham on his outside. Oh, Marasco got loose again. Shot down in the Hilbrands one for a wild spin down the backstretch.
That's a good old classic hip check coming off the corner, and not let Cody Welch get to his left rear, and not let Sean Britt get there either. Oh, but he actually gets the wheel coming out of the corner, and he gets spun by Sean Britt down into Cody Welch, now sideways, but he saves it, coming back onto the track in turn 3, but Cody Welch is way off the track, comes back on in the middle of 3 and 4, right in front of Austin McGill, but they're all able to get by without a problem. Then just kind of drove it in a little bit too deep.
Oh.
That was a tough one. I feel like Paulson just kind of, yeah, I think you're probably right. Two of them were kind of going for the same bit of racetrack. Unfortunate that Haggy came off that much worse than Paulson, but we're going to take another look. Maybe Paulson just didn't think Eddie was going to slow down for the corner as soon as he did, but that was a strange looking wreck, and unfortunate for Eddie Haggy that he has to be, you know, on that side of it. I mean, that
side of Greenwell, Haggy also is in there. Contact maybe? Looks like maybe the air is just taken off of Britt's machine. Whoa! Spun it around. I think Kilrow tagged the wall. Not a bad save, though, from that 55 car.
Benefits is Eddie Haggy, who sped on pit road last time because he's able to get it back. But Paul Wilson just trying to side draft too hard, comes up, tags Derek Paulson, sends him down into the inside wall. That's a heavy hit on the left front for Derek Paulson. But
all by himself. Nothing Dees could do about that.
oh my goodness, that hit for Brian Dees on the inside was massive. I hope that didn't blow his engine so he can get back around. It looked like he was still
out of turn one. Oh, looked like Gibson actually hooked Dees that time by.
I think we're going to want to take another look because Dees kind of...
Contact with Thorpe sent him up into Marasco, and you can see Marasco exit stage right as Greenwell just didn't even hold the brakes, slammed right back down across, and then here will be the look at what happened to Marasco. As well, it's a bit late. We know what happened on that point on. Here's a better look. I think his right front broke there, and there goes the left front. Yellow flag number 6 on the day, and he'll back that hard into the inside, and that might be game over for the 83. Ty Marasco as well. Had to already use one fast repair, I believe. Well, now I think he might be out of it as well as he'll come to a stop, or, well, he'll get it back rolling, but that left front is history.
Yeah, that thing's done. And I got to apologize. I think that was me that said he had 2 wins on the season. I think Benjamin Lacey, I thought that he had won Phoenix, but I know for a fact he won Las Vegas.
Look at Marasco's right front.
Gracious.
Both tires are ripped off. He can't turn at all. He has no control or steering input in that vehicle right now.
I respect his commitment to get it back.
I don't think he'll be able to. How is he going to turn in the pit road?
I don't think so either, and I don't think there's a point to since he doesn't have the fast repair. I mean, I highly doubt he has a fast repair. He got completely killed in that accident that he had coming out of turn 1, but he's just going into the wall. This looks like Kyle Larson at the end of that Roval race. I think it was the first Roval race to get through to the next round of the playoffs. I mean, he literally can't turn. Now, if he gets the last hit on the wall perfectly, it might angle him back down to pit road. We're going to have to see. Oh, my God, it did it! It did it! He's going to make it to pit road. Unbelievable from Tom Marasco to get to pit road with no steer.
And there's the bumper.
The front bumper.
Oh, it's back.
I can't believe that. That's unbelievable. Now, I don't think he can stop at his pit box. There's no way, right?
Well, he's going straight. I see he can do it.
He's got to get in the center of it. He's got to get in the center of it to get...
Oh, you're right. Oh, he might be hooped here.
Yeah. But it'll be like a 30-second tow or something.
When we take a look at the replay here on this one. Scott Luke, I'm not sure if it was courtesy of Thorpe or not. And... Oh, yeah, right there. See the left, look at the left rear. That thing is demolished. That was the worst spot, I think, that Brian Dees could have hit. It made
I don't
that
blame
car
Race Control for
incapable
throwing
of
that.
driving.
Yeah, I don't blame Race Control for throwing that because if I'm turned hard to the outside wall.
Oh, don't tell me Leaky got into him. Oh, that's exactly what happened. It's a pretty hefty whack. Square, though, which I think might...
was on his inside that tagged him. I think it was Gibson. Maybe that one could be 50-50, but there Britt just came up and tagged Greenwell and then couldn't get off of him again after that. Man, Britt just... That's the same thing as last time with Dees. Somebody from the inside comes up where you can't even react. Again, a cockpit view from Dees is going to show that he probably couldn't even see Britt. And if he could, there's absolutely no way for Brian Dees to react to that situation. I mean, no.
Oh, that is a huge hit as well. But that's not a soft hit. That is a huge one.
God bless. From Kevin Foster here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. I couldn't quite tell if the 27 came down or if the 8 came up.
Oh, man. Nowhere for Leaky to go. See that car was bouncing along the bottom there? He couldn't even slow that thing down if he wanted to.
No way.
Take another look at this.
I mean, the 27 kind of shifted down.
Watch the back end here. Tags well. Look at that. Nothing on the. He cannot slow down. There is absolutely nothing that is keeping that car slowing up on the racetrack. He's going to slide right back up into the path of Scott Schuler. Oh, that is Leaky. My apologies that he got into as slammed hard to the outside wall. Then Greenwell, just innocent bystander.
Wilson from absolutely nowhere. I don't even know where he restarted, but we got too many replays to count on that last lap.
Oh boy, Dalton Kilroe barrel rolling down the back, down the long pond straight, ends up on his wheels at the top with Benjamin Lacey, and then it all fell apart for Derek Paulson as he got into a big time with Ricky Hart Jr. and Paul Wilson. Wilson can thank Lucky Stars that safer barrier was there because he was going around, no doubt about it. As Tony Hilbrand's collected Eddie Hagee as well. Struck first, as this is what happened to Austin McGill. Got loose, pancakes the outside wall. That is heavy contact with the right front. That could effectively be game over unless he gets a lucky caution to get back onto the lead lap once that damage is secured. Damage for the driver, the number 85. And whoa, losing the back end. Heads up, spinning it out of the front straightaway. And he's going to loop it fully around. And that's going to bring out the caution flag for the first time tonight. Look out as Connor Gibson fires it around the top and threads the needle to avoid a spinning 85. Aboard Connor Gibson, he can see this in front of him. Hang on. Oh, boy. Wasn't even that hard of a hit, was it? I mean, that was the back end started coming around on him.
Oh, and he almost hit the inside wall. It looked like he had it saved, but again, you feel like the car is fine. You're going straight. You feel like you can just pull it back on the racetrack, but then it just grips. Oh, probably the end of the fuel run. A couple of these guys that didn't take tires are probably having to come in now. And Dees was actually the only one that didn't take gas, so he had to pit. Yep, so we're going to see him coming through turn 2. Maybe he made a mistake coming out of 2. Oh, okay. Big time sideways coming out of the corner and then ripped it to the outside wall. That's kind of...
We're talking about the Dirtfish School for Rowling. No, you can't do that. As, oh my word!
Oh, he gets style points, though. He definitely gets style points.
Back that up again. Let's slow that down. We have got to get a look at how close that came to the pit barrels here. What do you think that was? 4 or 5 inches?
Yeah, I was about to say something like that. It's not very far. That was a tight slide for Ricky Hart Jr. That could have been so much worse. Did he get a speeding penalty, though? I want to see if he's still on pit road.
He is. It's a long stop.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one for Hart, but it could have been worse. And to be fair, everybody else is getting speeding penalties, so it's not like he's going to drop too many positions, I'd have to say.
God.
Yeah, whenever he crossed the yellow cone, that was really late in the straightaway, and you can see she was just way up. Oh, that sucks for Cody Welch. He had worked all the way back up to the top 3, and unfortunately, Schuer just completely missed the exit of the corner, and they both go down to the inside of the racetrack. Just so tough for both those guys.
Caution is out with 30 laps to go, and here's how it happened. Just lost the back end. Tell you what, though, pretty good save from Thorpe there. Kept it out of the wall altogether. I'll count that as a save, Jimmy Johnson style.
He's on the outside of him right here. There's not really too much room yet. He's always on the outside. He's there. I gotta say it. He's there. He's barely there, but he's there. Be the lucky dog.
Look at the replay, and yep, Sean Brett looped it out of turn 2, spun it around, and backed it hard into the inside wall, and spun back towards the racetrack. And right here, that's what forced the yellow flag, as they were the race leaders. You can still see, though, Kevin Foster, definitely one of the quicker drivers in this grouping. Whoa! Oh, big trouble! David Leakey slides, slams the inside wall. Will rebound up to traffic, but no caution. Yeah, that is actually what happened. And then he got rear-ended by Greenwell, Thorpe, Hagee, Britt.
Side by side for that third place spot. Now Hilbrand still trying to make the ball work as Kevin Foster gets loose. Hilbrand turns him in the middle at 3 and 4. Foster around. Hilbrand still spinning up the racetrack, but everybody else is able to get it woed down in time. Woo. But oh my goodness, the fresh tires from Ricky Hart. He bit it out there 3 wide. They're making contact. Wrecking out of 2. Ricky Hart, Ryan Dees,
that's the big
Greenwell, Rick Thompson. Everybody is in that one.
Half the field collected on the backstretch.
Somebody going for room that's there, but it's just closing ever so quickly. It's tough. You're kind of taking a big risk whenever you do that. So I don't want to put it all on Ricky Hart because I don't necessarily think he did anything wrong. He's racing hard, trying to get himself into a position where he can win the race on the newer tires. But
back straightaway. Take a look at this one here. There's Thorpe sliding out sideways. He's going to rebound up the track here. Right there. Tags Greenwell. Now Greenwell's chasing the car all throughout 3 and 4. Eventually the back end breaks. And that sends him right into the path of Benjamin Lacey. Lacey pedaled the scramble and body slammed the outside wall.
And if Lacey's on the lead lap, I think he...
Right for the lead again, and Foster forced to yield. Oh, Marasco loose, sliding down, kicks the back end out, tags the wall, front back, then front, spins it on the back straightaway. Game over for Ty Marasco as he'll be eliminated in the battle for the lead. Taking a look back,
I feel like we saw a couple weeks ago.
Did the exact same Marasco did, except Marasco spun to the bottom, Haggy up top, and oh, Leaky did the exact same thing that Benjamin Lacey did.
I mean, there's not much else he could do. That was a pretty late comeback up on the racetrack from Eddie Haggy. Still credit to Leaky to not kill Haggy, but at the end of the day, it's just, I don't know, that's unfortunate. You look to the bottom and you think you're fine. And Haggy did a good job locking it down after that, but you just never know at that point if you're in Leaky's position.
Realized he was headed for that outcrop of the wall. Gibson locked it up. Has that distracted Foster? It may have, as back of the 8 comes around, slides it out, and good save on that number 8 Mustang to keep that thing underneath him. That was actually, this happened just a few seconds after, so we'll have to back that one up a bit further here. This will be working out of turn 4 and down into 1. I wonder if, has he gotten help from Paul Wilson perhaps, or no, looks like he may have just kicked that one sideways all by himself off the banking.
Oh, man.
Again, that crash caught and hooked. Man.
Desperate attempt to save that thing in the last second, but does a good job ripping it down to the inside instead of the back straightaway. Not really too heavy a side drafting, but
just never turned in. It was Hilbrand.
Yeah, he might have. Yeah. He might have been a little late. You might have been right. He might have been a little late to turn into the bottom of the racetrack. It was kind of a tough angle to tell. That's a tough one in the middle of 3 and 4. I mean, Wilson. I mean, he was giving him plenty of room.
They both didn't take tires.
It out of the wall, but then Pouncey coming out, and then further behind Gibson, way up the racetrack as well. Hits the wall. Wilson really nowhere to go. Gets him to the back of him and spins him right around. Schuer also nowhere to go again as Gibson came back down the racetrack. But Ty Marasco trying to get through to the race lead on Kilrow. Really tight racing battle between the teammates. Big contact.
No!
Kilrow turns Marasco head on into the outside wall. That was teammates battling for the lead.
Oh, he may have had help here, you know.
That's fair.
Oh, never. Oh, well, bit of contact with Cody Welch. He was already losing it well beforehand. That's an awkward way to spin out off of turn 4 like that, or 2 like that, to the outside wall.
Outside of Sean Britt for the race lead, but a little bit too deep. He's going to be way off the racetrack. Benjamin Lacey goes for a spin. Last week's race winner. Thorpe Jr. coming over the crest as well. Probably where he spun out, coming out of one right here. Yep, curve. Just did that sausage and just came right around. Could not do anything, so back-to-back mistakes. From
red and anti-cut curve down to the inside of the racetrack. He did not, just too aggressive on the throttle. That's been the bane of his existence all evening long, and it just bit him again. And he was not the only one. Connor Gibson, this was actually about half a lap ago, looking like he's had a spin down at a turn. Oh, wow, way deep on the brakes. And that's what sent the 69 car way in hot to turn 12.
Honestly, just in there sideways, rear end coming around, right rear.
Lock the rears.
Goodbye. Greenwell going up the racetrack, or is this even beforehand? I mean, this is wow.
Oh, Greenwell locked up and in contact with Dalton Kilrow with the cold track temps. I'm betting no. Nope, just lost that and overcorrected. Good job on saving that car. That could have been a lot worse.
As long as we get, I don't know, 20 laps on these tires, I feel like he's going to run them down and do a number here on the race leader as Paul Wilson get that replay him slamming the outside wall.
Yes, I thought he just got loose out of turn 2 and tagged the outside or tagged the inside wall.
Gonna have to get a replay coming out of turn 2. Thorpe Jr. coming up on the 92 of Hilbrands, and he just loops it coming out of turn 2. Thorpe Jr. nowhere to go. Does a really good job not getting into the wall, though. It is not often you wreck at Darlington and do not hit anything. Great job from quite tell what happened to Kilrow, but coming off a 4. He just got loose, and then there was more contact with Leaky, and he gets sent around. Again, though, everybody's doing a good job of not hitting the wall. I don't know how they're spinning coming out of these corners and not clobbering the inside wall.
I don't think so. It looked like it was stopped against the inside wall, but he hit the sandbags. Oh, that'll give Christopher Howell a run for his money with the barrel camera. Coming from way, way too high. You see that orange cone that he ran over? That is effectively your commitment cone. The general rule of thumb, if you're not well below that cone.
3 and 4 coming on the last lap. 3 and 4. Tony Hilbrand's able to, oh, Benjamin Lacey spins it coming out of the corner, loops it back around to the right, backs it into the outside wall, slides across the start-finish line in 8th place. That corner, it almost feels like Dover coming off. You got the wall on both sides, going even quicker than you are at Dover. I feel like you could easily get down to that inside wall. Out here later tonight.
I think Gibson got loose to kind of kick all that off.
For sure.
I'm honestly a bit more concerned about the hit that Tony.
But man, heavy hit to the inside wall here for Ricky Hart. Looking at the replay, coming out of turn number 4, getting it woed up to coming to pit road. Gets down.
Right there.
Oh, as soon as he gets off the banking, it comes around. I mean, the moment he gets all 4 tires off, comes down, hits the wall once.
Oh.
Let's go with the brake.
Showing that he kind of tumbled down the order. He made it out of pit road just fine, so no problems there. He found the outside wall in a big way on lap 71.
Absolutely junked and had to get towed. That could have been huge for the playoffs, but instead he's able to kind of keep himself up front, because you got to think next week's Talladega, right? Benjamin Lacey, who's been one of the fastest guys all year, losing his fast repair right here. If he had lost his engine,
Tail dive down to the turn numbers 1 and 2, and Kilrow, whoa, he thought he cleared, and then he got air loose, pushes up the track, and he's going to get turned around by Paul Wilson, spins to the bottom of the racetrack. Yellow flag's out for the second time today on lap number 15, and he's going to lose that one all by himself, just where he did the first time, and again, identical to that first caution, overcorrected, slid up the racetrack. Scott Schuer may have just scraped the outside wall, and Sean Britt lucky not to run into the outside wall himself.
Oh,
sure enough.
Whoa, it's coming off at 2. It's coming off at 2, and they get all the way down the back before we're able to get to it. Well, he just kind of got on the throttle pedal a little bit too hard there in the center of the corner with a little bit too much wheel put into it. That's all you got to know on that one. Just back end came around a little bit too hard on the throttle. I was very loose.
Greenwell got in. Yeah, Greenwell got loose and just cleaned Gibson out.
Yeah, that's a little late. I feel like they're already off the corner. It's a little weird to get loose that late, but maybe Greenwell had been struggling the entire corner and just lost it very, very late coming out of turn 4. Unfortunate there for Gibson, but I'm kind of surprised that it brought out a caution given there wasn't anybody behind him, right?
Iowa Speedway in race number 14. Oh, hard to the outside wall goes Tony Hilbrands. That's big news for a big title contender as Hilbrands is hard into the wall and Kevin Foster is around in turn 1.
So he comes down and he rests after he slides away for a little bit. The tire streaks on the ground for them like pirouetting is incredible. I just love it. Just seems like week in, week out. If he doesn't win the race, he's finishing up in the front.
Contact!
Contact up at the front. Benjamin Lacey goes around. Ricky Hart goes around. Both of our race leaders spin down to the inside of the racetrack. Ricky Hart Jr.
Here's the initial hit with Nickerson here, as that's a hard shot to the wall. That's a hard shot as well for him. And it looks like Foster just got unsettled on the apron and spun down to the inside, entering the tri-oval, and nearly slid directly into pit road. But I'm telling you, it's something to do with the tires that they're running here tonight. It's got to be. Oh boy! And they're right there. That was that actually directly caused the wreck behind, as Gibson had gotten loose trying to check up and got hooked by D's.
Yeah, back as we look at the replay of Canfield get loose, coming through 2, then looping it down on the apron, nosing it in the inside fence.
All by himself, and again, that back end just comes around on you. And he's just going to avoid spinning it into pit road, onto the racetrack, and hard hit. That was Sean Britt that got clotheslined. Overcorrects once, then twice. And Benjamin Lacey, second time, nowhere to go, slammed him into the outside wall. Canfield took a hit to the outside wall behind. Kilbrough got into the outside wall. A lot of cars with damage.
Kilbrough probably doesn't have any damage from that contact with Britt, or with Benjamin Lacey. When super heavy, I don't know, there could be a little bit of nose damage, but I feel.
And good night.
Yeah, not much Lacey could do. You could see he picked wider of a berth. You kind of pretend that your quarter panels are a little bit further out than what they really are the first couple laps of a race, or at least you should, just to hold on to your race car and your competitors. But right there, I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bit early, but it is the cutoff race of the round of 12, right? Everybody's ready to get going. Yeah, coming down the back straightaway, Bassinger just kind of in the draft behind Canfield here, turned left, and I think he checked up, and at the moment he checked up was whenever he was turning left, and Leakey was coming with a run to give him a bump, and
we'll see how this is going to pan out. I'm curious to see how this is going to work. And you got Jonathan. Oh, trouble back straightaway. There it is. The yellow flag will fly on the racetrack as Scott Schuer is turned hard into the outside wall.
Big Red occupying those front four spots on the inside. Oh, Paul Wilson turns Michael Thorpe Jr. and he turns into the other Big Red teammate and saves it. Himself back up to the front of the field. But yeah, it looks like his pusher is, oh, man, behind his pusher, Brian Dees gets turned by his teammate, and he comes down into Connor Gibson. Multiple playoff drivers involved in the accident coming off of turn number 4. He kind of nosed Austin McGill out of the way, and then I think Tom Marasco got down there clean, and then he came up the racetrack. Like, I think he flicked the wheel to the right a little bit as soon as he got there, and kind of came up the racetrack. I think he was okay, and then just kind of made a mistake.
Oh, I thought Canfield for a moment just got around that.
That's not bad contact, though, from Canfield.
Ouch. No, it's not bad contact at all. I think that's fine.
Just looking at that inside line, Sean Britt's trying to hit Benjamin Lacey flush because he sees a stack up. So he's aiming for Lacey, trying to hit him flush because he knows he's going to hit him. In hindsight, he should have gone to the middle lane, but I know exactly what he's thinking. He's just trying to focus on that bumper and hit him flush. Unfortunately, he gets him in the right rear because of how massive the stack up was.
Near the back end of the field, and, well, looking like David Leakey came down, rebounded into Lacey, spins out the 7, and there was even another incident in front of all this because Lacey had nothing to do with Hilbrand's getting turned around.
Yeah, what in the world is going on? I mean, what the heck, man? That's way after the second incident. We've got 3 separate incidents going off in turn number 2. Oh, my goodness, rally cross, jumping over into the grass. Hopefully it doesn't hurt that bottom side of the race car too much, but that was a really weird incident with Leakey coming off the wall so far. Like, Benjamin Lacey he's got 2 lanes down. I don't really know what Leakey was doing. I don't know what to tell you. And then he gets another one.
He was on a rampage.
What? David, come on, buddy.
My goodness. Credit to Hilbrands, though. Mighty fine save. Popped that car to 360 and then got her rolling. We're right on board here with Hilbrands and see what he saw throughout this whole thing.
Sean Britt on the outside gets there on the exit of the corner. Yeah, Leakey's trying to leave Sean Britt the room. You can see him come down the racetrack. It's still on Leakey. He came down and got into the right rear of Tony Hilbrands. But I just don't think that they were expecting to be 3 wide that late on exit.
Yeah, kind of a victim of circumstance, I reckon, on that deal.
Hey, that's the nature of, I mean, it's a super speedway on iRacing. It's not in real life. It's a super speedway. I mean, it's super speedway racing. That's what we're seeing. It's a modified version of it. Honestly, a little bit crazier because the runs are bigger because you're having to get out of the gas just a little bit. Come through turn 4. Obviously, it happened about in the middle of 1 and 2. He's got Dalton Kilroy right behind him. We saw Kilroy give a little bit of a hit check to, was it Hilbrands earlier? No, it was Paul Wilson earlier coming out of turn 4. But now just about 3 wide going to the corner. Cuts off Connor Gibson going down into it. And him and Kilroy, that's going to be where the contact is. Oh, man, 3 wide. Him and Kilroy door banging and then just gets shipped up into the outside. Hard contact into that left front wheel well from Scott Schuer and then hard in the outside wall. But I imagine, yeah, he had a smash repair, so he's able to get it all fixed, but he is that lap down, so he's going to need another caution to be able to get back into this thing. But he's still going to have to fight for that lucky dog spot because he's got Connor Gibson up here 1 lap down as well.
And he was never there. He never got alongside with that 34 car again. That was just the 7 pushing way too hard for his own good. Thorpe chasing him up the track.
He never touched him.
Britt did that to himself, I have to agree. And then as he slides down the backstretch and the flaps deploy, hard hit for Kevin Foster, caught up in the middle.
Oof. Man, that racing was intense, man. And Britt's move to get past Thorpe Jr. the lap before was...
He's going to drift up or something drop down low. Wilson pushes Thorpe up the track once, twice, trying to make the move. Here comes Schuer trying to get around the both of them. He's going to go for it now and take it out by Kilroy. Wilson hard into the outside wall. wall. Greenwell scatters through the infield, and that's going to send us to overtime as we get caution number 6.
And once you see Schuer get loose like that, you should probably just take it 4 wide. I mean, this track's wide enough for 8, right? So I feel like he probably should have just stuck to the outside of the 29 and tried to make that work.
Man, poor Michael Thorpe Jr., he had nothing to do with that. He was just minding his own business. Turn number 4, coming to 1 to go. I thought this was going to be the yellow for sure.
Oh, look at Gibson squeak through.
Oh,
Gibson,
Hillbrands.
Gibson barely squeaked through that to even have the chance. As they wreck again coming out of turn 4.
Scott Schuer squeezed up Lacey into Thorpe, and it was on from there, and that's what allowed for Connor Gibson to take the W here tonight at the Michigan International Speedway. Wild ride. Ouch. That's the second hit that really did the worst of it, and this is on board with Schuer himself. A little bit of a lift and otherwise made it through unscathed. Brian Dees is down and into pit road. Locked it down and came in too hot, lost the back end, and was forced to bail back onto the racetrack. Very lucky that that was not...
Man, I just don't get it. Every time Kilbro threw away a win at Atlanta on pit road speeding, he's going to throw away a chance at a win here. Just trying to get too much coming down pit road.
In all fairness to Haggy, there's really not a lot you can do. There's like half a lane there.
Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong about the lights. They were red, but I might be wrong about whether they're accurate. But Ricky Hart running that outer line, kind of ducking it down for the first time, I feel like, down to the second lane and trying to lock himself into that top 4. Looks pretty. Oh, man, Thorpe Jr. again. Looks like he's going around in 1 and 2 once again, still sliding through the exit at turn number 2. He's going to spin that thing down to the inside and rip it back to the right. That's going to be the caution right after Kilroy had lost that lap. But it's going to keep Tony Hillbrands on the lead lap. This keeps Hillbrands in the race for the top 4. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide coming off the corner. Greenwell to the inside there of Schuer. Now he's 3 wide with Hillbrands and Haggy. Oh, dives it in deep down into turn 3. He's going to wipe out Scott Schuer right in front of our championship contender there of Tony Hillbrands. Schuer, though, hard to the outside wall.
I don't even know if he hit him, you know. Oh, right there. There's the little hit.
Oh, that's nothing. That's, yeah, Thorpe just lost it. He had that thing completely under control, and then that thing just whipped around 3 seconds, 4 seconds after the contact. Unfortunately, though, that's going to be heavy right front damage there for Eddie Haggy. Ouch. Oh, you could tell. If he would have kept that thing spinning, he absolutely would have right rear Ricky Hart Jr. sent him head onto the wall. So,
and side by side with Hillbrands, and well, he lost that one all by himself. Did rebound off of Tony Hillbrands. I think just tracked up too far and took the air off his own nose.
Good save from Hillbrands. Good job from Thorpe not hitting anything. I'm pretty confident he didn't go up and pop the outside wall. But yeah, it's just tough, hard racing out of 4. I mean, I mentioned that out of 4 is a really, really big trouble spot just because the wall feels like it comes out of nowhere.
When you're going over it, and every race it catches someone out. Every single time.
That's unbelievable. For the championship 4, he's short.
In the number 41 car as he's going to be working. Oh, look out! A crash in pit road gets into it with Scott Schuer. I think he hit the wall here. Yeah, right there. That back end kicked out, and that may have broken the car.
I don't think it broke the car. I think he was trying to avoid the turf, which at any other racetrack I would agree with, but at Charlotte, you can drive right through that crap, and it doesn't feel. It's kind of mean. Oh, but yeah, I mean, that's a hard hit to the outside wall. It definitely takes out the right front suspension there from the 55.